President Trump on primetime tonight, set to hold his first Oval Office address. He could announce a national emergency over the crisis at the border to begin building a border wall. But legal experts are split over whether he has the constitutional power to do it. Here to debate that is former spokesperson for House Democrats Andrea Riccio and Washington Examiner contributor Ryan Girdusky. Thank you both for joining us. We appreciate it. Before we get into this, let's just go ahead and take a look at this National Emergencies Act. And this states a president can declare that the country is in a state of national emergency at his discretion. Congress can terminate a declared emergency, but it requires a joint resolution. And as of December 2018, there are 31 active national emergencies. So, Andrea, I will start with you. Your thoughts. What happens on this?
If we asked 100 different legal experts whether or not Trump has the authority to declare a national emergency and build a wall at the southern border, I'm sure we'd get almost 100 different answers. Folks are going to be split on this, but what we're seeing is that the president has asked Congress for the funding to build the wall, and Congress has said no. And that's what the fight is. Where is the money going to come from? And really, it's time for Trump to come to the table and sit down with congressional leaders and find a path forward, open the government, so then we can talk about a realistic way to protect our border.
I guess some argue, though, that he has been trying to do that and that he even said, OK, you don't want the terminology of a wall. We'll build a fence then. We'll build a steel fence. So I think people argue he's trying to do that. Right, Ryan?
Yeah, no, he's gone to the table. He's come to Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer several times, and they keep saying if you don't open up the government, we're not going to fund the wall. But if he opens up the government, he gives away leverage he has to sit there and get the wall funding because they're opposed to it. And that's why they couldn't build anything for the last 2 years. They need those 8 or 7 now Senate Democrat votes. It's a precarious situation, but at the same time that this has been going on in the political football's been moving, we've had a situation on the southern border that's gotten worse and worse and worse. I mean, now we've had 6 terrorists in 6 months being arrested at the southern border, as well as 1,000 people a day. 1,000 people, almost a day, are coming now into our southern border. So we need to do something about this. The American people need to do something about this.
Let's take a look at the Immigration and Nationality Act, which states the president can declare an immigration emergency. An immigration emergency fund has $20 million allocated annually. So, Ryan, I'll go back to you. Is this the best bet for him to do this?
Yeah, I think so at this point. The National Emergencies Act, he'd also have the ability to ask the military to help construct the wall, and there's $100 billion, I believe, right now of unallocated funds for the border, and it only costs $5.7 billion. Something's got to give. You know, our nation is demanding. That's why he is president today, because of our situation with immigration. He is president because he promised to build the wall. It's time for him to do whatever has to happen for him to start construction on it.
Oh yeah, and Andrea, I mean, you can make the argument that the people voted him to be president of the United States, and one of the main things he ran on is building the wall.
He absolutely did, and he had 2 years to do something, to start to find a way to build the wall, and he didn't. And last November, we had voters come out resoundingly and vote Democrats into the House. We won over 40 seats in the House, and that's because of his failed policies. He's at the point right now where he's being attacked for not being able to fulfill those policies in the last 2 years, so he's stomping his foot and deciding to shut down the government because of this, and it's not a realistic way forward. Democrats and Republicans have said that a serious approach to border security includes technology, includes some type of physical barrier, and includes the right personnel. So while the wall's a great talking point, it's not a realistic approach.
Andrea and Ryan, just a yes or no from you guys at 9 o'clock tonight. Do you think we will hear that there is a national emergency declared?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're in agreement on something. Thank you both for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks.